What happened in the 70s, unfortunately, with Nike, is they developed the rubber sole. And what happens is we go days, sometimes years, without connecting to our battery. The earth is like our battery. We feel better. That's why you feel so good when you go down to the ocean and you're barefooted, because you're grounding and you're restoring the natural energy of the body and you're decreasing inflammation. So hello, this is Dr. CJ Benkert with Puda Vida Wellness. I have a question for you. When was the last time that you walked barefooted outside? When was the last time you walked barefooted outside? This week's core concept is earthing, which is also called grounding. Earthing and grounding it's been around since the beginning of time. It is the fact that we are electrical bodies, that the earth is an electrical body, that when we are grounded, have you heard that term? Like, oh my gosh, I feel so grounded. I feel so centered. Well, when we're grounded, when we're centered, it's because we're going back to our ancestral roots, which is walking barefooted on the ground. We now know that the earth is like this big, huge battery, and our bodies are definitely electrical in nature. And we also know that the chronic beginning, or the commonality of all chronic degenerative diseases, is inflammation. And there's lots of things that I teach about decreasing inflammation with diet, nutrition, fasting. But one of the most powerful things that you can do to decrease inflammation in your body within about 10-15 minutes is to actually walk or stand barefooted on the earth. So when I say walk or stand barefooted on the earth, that means that you're barefooted on dirt, sand, grass, concrete. Is conductive in nature and it will ground you, but asphalt will not, laminate flooring will not, any man-made material will not ground you. So our bodies are electrical in nature. With stress and with diet and with toxicity, just modern age living, our bodies collect a lot of free radicals, unstable molecules. We call those oxidative properties. They're molecules that have extra positive charges. And it's proven. I'm going to bring you the science this week. So tonight is just an introduction to grounding and earthing. Tonight's just an introduction. I posted in the Facebook page, and if you're watching this on YouTube next week, because we post our YouTube videos a week later, I want you to watch a movie. And anyone listening to my voice right now, whether it's a podcast or whether you're watching me live or you're watching the recorded video afterwards, either on Facebook or on YouTube, I implore you to please watch the movie. Oh my gosh, sorry, trying to remember the name of it. I posted it in Facebook. Let me find it real quick. You can watch it for free on YouTube. It's about an hour and a half long. Okay, so this is what I want you to post. I want you to watch the movie, the Earthing movie. There's other movies. This is the first one. The full documentary is on YouTube. It's called The Earthing Movie, The Remarkable Science of Grounding. Please watch that this week. I'd like you to watch it tonight or tomorrow. So tonight is just an introduction to grounding and earthing, just because it's one of my core concepts. It's extremely important. And then tomorrow I'm going to go into detail about being outside, the power of nature, vitamin D, etc. The next lesson I'm going to talk about the science of earthing outside, which is more what I'm kind of introducing to you tonight. And then I'm going to bring in the next lesson. The fourth lesson will be how you can ground inside your house. You can actually ground in your house. We're going to talk about that. And then, and then we're going to talk about the fifth lesson of this week will be in tune and in line with grounding and earthing, which is basically, you know, going back to our ancestral roots, going back to natural life, pure life. So going back to our circadian rhythms and what organs are turned on and off different times of the day and how that affects your digestion of food and the health of your body and the quality of your sleep. And then the last lesson, lesson number 6 on Saturday, I'm going to introduce values, how to figure out what your values are. In other words, if you don't live in alignment with your values, you can't have balance in your life. So I thought that this week, talking about earthing and grounding and getting back to our ancestral roots, what better time to talk about values and living a balanced life. So please watch the documentary. It's on YouTube. It's free. I think, like I said, I think it's about an hour and a half long. It's called The Earthing Movie. So our bodies accumulate free radicals, positive ions, oxidative molecules, and I'm going to show you thermography pictures in 2 days from now. You can take a thermography picture of the body and you can actually see where the inflammation is in the body. Like I use thermography to look at the health of my breasts instead of radiating my breasts with mammogram. You can also do a whole body picture using this very sensitive camera that can detect heat, minute changes in heat, and that can actually show inflammation in your body. Science shows and proves that when you stand barefooted on the ground, it actually creates like a rush of exiting of these oxidative stress molecules. So it's kind of like when you stand barefooted on the ground, it's like an antioxidant. So all these positive stress molecules, these unstable oxidative molecules that create aging, inflammation mostly, troubles with your sleep, high blood pressure, all the stuff that stress causes, those cause all of those unstable molecules in your body. But when you stand barefooted on the ground, and I do it every single day, it neutralizes, it drains. Those positive ions are neutralized with the negative energy of the earth. The earth has this most amazing, powerful negative ion energy that neutralizes these stress molecules in your body. So for hundreds and thousands and millions of years, we were barefooted. And then we would wear like natural leather and moccasins and like animal skinned shoes, still grounding. But what happened in the 70s, unfortunately with Nike, is they developed the rubber sole. And what happens is we go days, sometimes years, without connecting to our battery. The earth is like our battery. We feel better. That's why you feel so good when you go down to the ocean and you're barefooted, because you're grounding and you're restoring the natural energy of the body and you're decreasing inflammation. So Nike and the rubber-soled shoe, we now go days, weeks, months, sometimes people go years with no way to get rid of those stress molecules in their body. And there is no way, just as the way that I talked to you about fasting and how powerful fasting is, and what an amazing ancient strategy fasting is, and that our DNA loves to fast and we're supposed to feast and famine. The same goes for grounding. Our bodies are come from this earth and go back to this earth. We're made of carbon. We're made of all the material of the earth and the stars, and we go back to the earth. You cannot be completely healthy and stress-free and have anti-inflammation in your body if you aren't purposely on a daily basis taking off your shoes and grounding and connecting with the earth. So that's just an introduction. Please watch the documentary, and I'm going to bring you more science. I'll show you some actual pictures of thermography of a camera that looks at the heat in the body, and you can see all these red inflamed areas in a person, and then they stand barefooted on the grass, and within just 10 to 15 minutes, the inflammation goes down just by standing on the grass. So I'm going to teach you how to do that on a daily basis, how powerful it is, and ways that you can actually do it inside the house. There's different things that we can do in the house when you're standing in front of your computer. So please watch the Earthing movie. This is my 7th core concept, earthing and grounding, just connecting with nature, getting back to the pure life living, getting back to what our ancestors did. It doesn't have to be a magic pill. It doesn't have to be cutting edge science. Health and pure life and joy and fulfillment are really quite easy. It's not that hard. And that's why I have my 12 core concepts. And I hope that this helped. So my challenge to you tonight is first thing tomorrow morning to take off your shoes and actually walk barefooted outside for at least 10 or 15 minutes. That's my challenge to you. Comment below if you accept my challenge. This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Putavida Wellness, teaching you, loving you, guiding you, encouraging you, empowering you to live your purest life in body, mind, heart, and spirit. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.